Unpopular opinion, perhaps, but it is not wise for conservatives, non-woke people, just sane Americans, to attempt to bully or coerce other conservatives, other non-woke people, other sane Americans to boycott insert evil company here. It is wise to encourage it, to offer information, but not to bully, not to coerce, not to demean, etc., etc. Stick with me. If you can afford to purchase mostly in alignment with your values without taking a huge hit to your ability to survive or to thrive, well, good on you. I think that you should do that. However, currently, and for a long time, but especially in Biden's America, the average American cannot afford to purchase American-made from non-woke companies. And currently, no conservative, no non-woke person in America is able to purchase solely in accordance with his values. Think of all of the goods, the services, the foods, the outings, the travel, the expenses that we have. It is impossible to only purchase from companies and people that are in alignment with your values. Now, I understand, of course, that the quickest, most effective way to change this paradigm is to vote with our dollars. However, as I just said, that is not feasible right now for the average American. So it is this vicious cycle. Now, don't get me wrong. This is not me saying that you should let perfect be the enemy of the good, and that because you cannot purchase only from non-woke companies, well, then you shouldn't purchase from any non-woke company. I'm not saying that. In fact, I'm saying the exact opposite. I'm saying you shouldn't let perfect be the enemy of the good. You should do what you can, and that you shouldn't beat yourself up for not being perfect. Now, I am thrilled with the advent of things like Public Square and other avenues of the parallel economy. I think it's wonderful. I think you should do what you can, and it is going to require a bit of sacrifice on your part. But if all you can afford right now for your essential items is, say, Target or Amazon, don't beat yourself up. And if sometimes it brings you joy to purchase a, oh my gosh, non-essential item or service for yourself or for someone you love from a company that, doesn't totally align with your values, well, then guess what? I think that you should do that. Now, don't get me wrong again. Turning this country around is going to require some sacrifice on your part. I am not saying that if it requires any type of sacrifice, well, then you just shouldn't do it because your happiness is the end all be all. But I am saying this, remember, no conservative is living solely in alignment, purchasing only in accordance with his values. It is simply not possible. So remember that. And what I'm also saying is that while you are called to sacrifice, the sacrifice has to be reasonable. It has to be sustainable. If you are sacrificing so much, if you are being so stringent that you are robbing yourself of any joy, your ability to thrive, or even your ability to survive, well, then that is untenable. And we need the conservatives, we need the patriots in this fight long term. We don't actually need yourselves burning yourselves out like a candle burning out super quick, okay? We need the fire going for a long time here. So don't burn yourself out. If you have the means to purchase mostly in alignment with your values, then I think that you should put your money where your mouth is. If you're not a person of means, which more than likely watching this video you're not, if you're not a person of means, but you're able to make reasonable, sustainable sacrifices here and there, well, then I think that you should do that. For example, foregoing your regular Starbucks isn't a huge sacrifice, and you can brew Patriot-owned coffee at home. That's not like a huge sacrifice. It's something that most people can do. Another example, foregoing Bud Light and getting a different light beer or not drinking at all is something that most people can do. It's not a huge sacrifice on par with completely giving up somewhere where you get your essential goods like Amazon or Target or whatever it is. There are sacrifices that we each can do where we're at, and we have to do what is within our means. My point is, if you get caught walking into, say, Target this month or buying your groceries from Amazon, don't let anybody shame you. Nobody else is in your situation, Nobody else knows what is a sustainable sacrifice for you, especially a financial one. Nobody else is in your pocketbook. Nobody else is in your budget. So it really is nobody else's business. I'm a firm believer that you do what you can do right now. And then as the Lord blesses you with more, and that's more meaning financially and also otherwise, then you do more. But you do what you can right now. Full disclosure, I'm not able to sacrifice too much financially right now. I'm not able to donate to too much financially, and I'm not able to afford a lot of quality American-made products or a lot of non-woke companies or services, etc. I'm not able to do that right now. I hope to be able to do more of that someday. It's not possible for me at my current state of being in this moment. But you know what I do? I have spent the last 3.5 years using my voice, speaking out. The videos that I make, they take time, they take energy, sometimes they take money. I've spent the last 3.5 years using my voice, speaking out. Hasn't always been easy. And during the pandemic in LA, which lasted, in LA, the restrictions lasted for well over 2 years straight, I stood up. I didn't wear a mask. I didn't take the shot. I lost jobs. I quit jobs. I was refused service. I was not able to walk into certain public places. I was harassed. I took a stand. So even though I'm not always able to do this or buy that product or switch from this horrible company here, I do what I can do. And maybe that's different. Maybe that's not something you have done. So while I do believe that we need to band together, while I do believe that conservatives especially are not always great at banding together and that boycotts can be effective, I also believe that we are each called to different things. And as you do more, the Lord will give you more. And again, that doesn't just mean financial, and then you can do even more. Not everyone is in a position to fully switch over all of their household goods and essential goods and non-essential goods and services to companies that are aligned with our values. So if you cannot do that right now, it's going to be okay. You can fight in other ways, and I pray that you do that.